עד ימיניך יום השם לא יקק ורבה לא ילד אינו ישמעך מכל רע ישמר עשיו שייך עד אינו ישמר צייסך ויחם יעטוב יעד אילם Tzedakah, join me, you have a pushka, and this will bring about the shofar of Mashiach. Now, a little sound. These days, where everyone is focused on the Queen of England, yesterday was her funeral, a lot of stories floating. Like it goes with stories, some are true, some are maybe true, some could have been true. The one I'm going to share with you, I think it's probably not true, but as the Baal Shem Tov says, that from everything a person hears and sees, it's by divine providence, and we have to learn something of it. Shlomo HaMelech says, "Mikol melamdai iskalti." From all my teachers I became wise. So, although again, as I said, I doubt the veracity of the story, but the message is real. The story goes that occasionally the queen would want to break away from protocol, and she would go out the countryside dressed like anybody else, and she would have one of the main guards who would be escorting her and being with her. I guess the whole entourage was further away just for security's sake. So the story is that she was once walking somewhere, and there American tourists, who as tourists they ask, talk, interact, and there they see a nice elderly woman walking with a person accompanying her, and small talk. Are you from England? Yes, we're Americans. Ma'am, do you mind if we ask you how old you are? 80. So you've been living in England for a long time? Yes, my whole life. Have you been living in London for your whole life? Yes, I've been living in London my whole life. So those Americans say, you must have had a number of opportunities meeting the Queen. She says, personally, not so much, but the fellow who is here with me, he actually meets with her very regularly. Wow, he must be an important person. Turn to this person. Can we take a picture with you? Like take a selfie with you. You must be very important. So with a smile he obliges. And then this elderly woman says, you know what? Let me take the picture for you. It'll be better than just a selfie. Oh, thank you, ma'am. This is amazing. Be well. Now, again, is it true? Most probably not. But this brings me to the time that we're in. We're getting close to Rosh Hashanah. We've been talking for the whole month, mentioning a number of times that this is the month of Melech Basadeh. The king is in the field. He's accessible. He is without his entire entourage. He's without his entire protocol. He is now available. And in fact, he's courting us. This is also the season of electioneering, at least in this part of the world. Definitely Montreal. We know that politicians in time of election, they come out to the people and they're so nice and they're so kind and they're promising everything, and you can access them and you can ask them for whatever you need and they will promise you everything. Now God does the same thing. God is also quote unquote electioneering, and in fact he has to do it every year. Once a year before Rosh Hashanah, he comes out to the people and says, Tamlichuni alechem, crown me, I want to be your king again. Now the word king actually is loosely used because a king doesn't need to be elected. God does come to the people and is asking them, please elect me. Because really, when we're talking about the concept of a king in Judaism, is somebody who is not reigning by force, because that's called a moshel and not a king. A king is somebody who is appointed, who is chosen by the people. So God comes and asks us, please choose me. How? By the shofar. by mitzvahs, by accepting my yoke. So this is now happening. A major difference between the politicians and the Havdil God. Politicians will promise and generally won't deliver. God does. So now is the time that God is allowing us to take selfies with Him, but in a serious sense. In a sense where we commit, devote, we accept, we crown, and He accepts us with the ultimate crown, the crown of kingdom, of His kingdom, and the crown of Mashiach. This will be the ultimate beautiful Shara Tova.